Okay, good morning. Sorry, we had a little technical snag there. This is Stephen, the channeler.
This is Stephanie.
And if you guys could be so kind as to let us know how our sound is, if you can hear us.
Channeler. This is Stephanie.
All right.
And if you guys could be so kind as to let.
Yeah, just muted. We had a little echo there. So I guess that means we have sound. Very good. All right. Well, this is another session of questions for the dragon. And we are live, so we're going to change this screen here. And we are going to have another session with Jadon Se, doing what we do with the questions for the dragon. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that everyone can feel the energies around the planet, everyone tuning in. So call out where you're from. We have Bournemouth, England. We have Groves, Texas. We have Western Australia, I believe, WA. Not sure what that stands for. We have South Africa. We have Anatolia, Turkey. Thank you for confirming our sound. Where are you from today? We have Holland. We have Amsterdam, which is also Holland. We have Paso Robles, California. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Chile. Very good. We're starting to encircle this whole globe. We're looking for Vietnam, our friend from Vietnam, or anyone in Asia or Indonesia. We'd love to see that side of the planet light up here. We have, yes, Western Australia, WA. Okay, now we know. All right, we have Long Island, New York. Who else is in the house? Bring us your energy. Let us know where you're tuning in from. London, England. Thank you, Stephanie. She noticed you. Yeah, sorry, I was in my head for a moment or something. Okay, very good. Well, as you are all tuning in, we'll just make a couple of quick little announcements. The first announcement is we are now taking signups for our first class. Jadon Se has decided to do a Dragon Energies class, and it is a little bit deeper than what we've done on any of our lives, actually quite a bit deeper. And so it's a 4-week class, between 1 and 2 hours each class. And the first class will be confirming, calling in your personal dragon, working with anyone who needs help with that. And then some tips on working with your personal dragon and what can be done in partnership with this beautiful being that is guiding you and helping you. And then, so we will work with dragon lines in that class, and it'll be a deeper level of dragon lines than what we've done here. It'll start to go into some techniques and understandings about the dragon energies working with the dragon lines. The next week, the second week, will be dream walking. So it's, you might call it light walking, dream weaving, manifesting, dragon dreaming. It's going to be a very in-depth look at, from the dragon energies point of view, building your dreams. So it's going to be a very powerful class there. And then we will have homework assignments for everyone to start building their dreams. And then the third week we will do it's a module called Dragon Sight, and this is like a clairvoyance, opening your third eye to the dragon energies, the dragon realms. It's going to be a reframing of time and space for you, stepping outside of your normal timelines, even playing around with jumping timelines and getting confirmations about jumping timelines. Jadon Se gave me a sneak peek into this, so that's why I know. And it's going to be very powerful. It's going to change your lives, honestly. And then the fourth week is going to be dragon healing, and I am prompted by the channeler. Well, I am the channeler, but I am prompting myself to say hello. We are not diagnosing any, making any medical diagnoses. Let's just say it that way. And so we don't want to get into trouble with the authorities. So please consult your physician for diagnosis. And we are going to be giving powerful techniques of healing through Jadon Se's guidance, on how those of you who wish to claim your health in new ways can work with these energies, and then turn this ability to healing others. So After that class, many of you will be dragon healers. It's going to be fun. Anyway, that's the class. Sign-ups are happening between now and the 1st of November. And the 1st of November is a nice little portal on 11/1 at 1111. We will do our next live, or our live that starts November, I should say, not next one. But it will be very powerful live where we will close sign-ups for this class, which will start the following day on November 2nd. Okay, very good. So that's the class. An update on the Oracle deck. We now have people testing the Oracle deck on Android. So far, so good. Haven't had any complaints, and it seems to work just fine. Jadon Se's energies are coming through pretty well with the guidance, and you pick a card, and Jadon Se is coming through. We're going to be adding his voice as an optional audio reading for each of the cards in the future. That's going to be fun. The Apple version is still has to be downloaded through Test Flight since it's not available on the Apple Store and probably never will be, unfortunately. But you can still get it on your Apple iOS device. So if you want to get that on your phone, we will send you a link to download Test Flight, and then you can install the app through that. And you just have to do it every 90 days, but it works perfectly. It's the full-fledged app. So that's it for the app. And let's see. Oh, yes, we do really very much appreciate any donations that you guys want to make. We're not doing this commercially. We're not trying to make a lot of money at it, but at the same time, it does drain on our finances, and we are very, very appreciative of any support you can give. So if you feel like this is of use to you, that our YouTube channel is bringing you value, and if you feel like you want to support us so that we can continue to do this and maybe expand on it, you can support us through buymeacoffee.com, or just download the app, the Buy Me a Coffee app, and it's just /Jadon Se. And that's JADONSE, no spaces in between. Okay, so that's it for our housekeeping. We have decided we're going to give away a free personal reading. Jadon Se is still taking personal readings, and we're doing many of them, and it's been great. We actually really enjoy doing the personal readings. It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of people say, I really needed to hear that right now, and it just really makes our day when we know that Jadon Se is like really working deeply with people to help transform their timelines. Very good. So if you want to book a personal reading, you can do that. The links to all of this should be posted underneath this video, and maybe Stephanie, you can confirm that the links are there. So very good. Without any further ado, we're going to go into channel and have a good session of questions from the dragon. First, before we do that, let's call out a few that we may have missed here. We have North Bend, Oregon in the house. Florida is in the house. Utah and Tyrol, Austria. Very beautiful. Okay, a global gathering once again, making those dragon lines hum. So, okay, very good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop into channel, and we'll just do a Q&A session with Jadon Se. So again, when you have your questions, please put them in all uppercase. It helps us find them in the chat. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the Third Arc of Consciousness, and this is a Questions for the Dragon live stream. It is very good to be live with you all. We feel your energies, all three of us here. We can feel you tuning in. We can feel your enthusiasm for working with dragon energies and your personal dragons and asking questions of a cosmic golden dragon. It is beautiful to be able to gather like this. And we wish to be of service. This is why we do this. This golden age that is upon us is being, let us say, trailblazed at this point. They are the ones who are going out into the golden dawn and building their dreams more and more effectively, more and more with ease and grace, and feeling the support of the cosmos and the divine. Those of you who are doing this are extremely important at this time, for you do not need to boast or brag about any of your dreams coming true. You simply live it, and those around you see, and they notice the change, and they say, I want a little of that for myself. And they start to get curious, and this is how we do things. We are never boastful about, oh, I am a dragon keeper, or I work with dragon energies, or any of this. It is simply, we do this, we build our dreams, we work with these energies, we are of service to Gaia and those around us, especially other light workers, in any way that we can. And let us stay humble about this, for it is only through humility that one can lead truly and grow. The ego is so tricky. We have egos, each of us, even dragons. Yes, dear ones, there is a sense of separation that is necessary in the third arc of consciousness. So there is even a little bit of ego up here in this realm, so to speak. It is just a sense of separation. It is useful. However, we do not use it to boast or to try to get people excited about working with dragon energies or get them to help with the ascension efforts, so to speak. Humility comes first. Very good. This is a beautiful gathering right now. And reading your energies, please, if you give me permission to read your energy, many of you already have, I can much more easily tap into what this group needs to hear at this moment of time. So if you have not already, inwardly just give permission, if that is your choice, to let your energy be read for this. Very good. So often at these gatherings, there is a concerted message that comes through, some sort of challenge or burden or block or something that needs to be addressed. And in this particular gathering, this is not the case. You are all shining. You are all doing so well, dear ones. There is not one of you that is blocking things or bringing negativity, so to speak, to this gathering. You are all shining lights of your own, and together you shine all the brighter. This global gathering is bringing a little bit of a glow to this world just at this moment, in your moment of now, which is your only moment where you have the ability to consciously reflect and change and transform. This message then will be to increase that light. Be a light to others around you. You are doing so well. Just live this light. Live these dreams. Live this positive outlook. Live the awareness of the golden age. Live in love and trust and compassion, joyfulness, ease and grace. These are all not just words, dear one. Each of these carries a deep vibration. Gratitude. Yes, dear ones, there are so many different aspects of goodness. Being kind and light-hearted and friendly, even humorous. These are all gifts to the world, dear ones. Just a simple smile does more than you could possibly know. Very good. At this point, there are a few of you who have been questioning whether this is the most appropriate timeline for you, or if there is something better out there. And let us just say a little about this. Each of you has the ability to jump timelines, to better yourselves quite rapidly. Many times this is a quantum leap forward, and other times it is a steady stride, you might say. Ease and grace are the words of the day for this. There is no need to jump or leap at anything at this moment unless you feel it is in your best interest. Go ahead and leap and jump into the deep end of the pool and swim around if you wish. However, steady wins the race, they say. It is not a race. However, this is just a beautiful saying. Just keep making progress towards this golden age and towards your dreams. Try to do this with ease and grace. And this means, yes, dear ones, you are on the right track. You can stay this course. You can keep moving with confidence that you have made a good decision to move forward in these directions you are moving in. There are two of you who wish to speed things up and are a little, let us say, impatient for the golden age to get really going, so to speak. Do not be discouraged, dear ones. All is in divine timing. When it is correct, it will happen. And it is not because you have done something wrong or are not understanding things correctly. It is because the timing is not perfect. You will see, if you look back at your life, things that you might have been impatient about in the past, and look very carefully, you are sure to find at least a few examples where, had something happened more quickly, you would not have gotten the full lesson from it. This is how things work. As you develop this trust and guidance in the divine and in divine timing, you find flow. You find this inner rest and peace and ease and grace, you might say, where if you wish to paddle along this river to guide yourself or pick a better route through the corner or curve of the river, you may do so. Or if you wish to just sit back and look up at the sky and let the river take you downstream, this is a safe portion of the river, so to speak, for you. You are protected. You are safe. There are no rocks that will overturn your boat at this point. Just flow. And as you do, you find a new trust, a beautiful trust, a deeper trust, yes, dear ones, in the cosmos, in the divine, in the universe, in your own greater, higher self, in spirit. And as you find this trust, dear ones, your vibration is rising. Yes, this is how your vibration rises. A deep knowingness that you are loved, supported, and protected by the divine, by the whole cosmos, by your own greater self, your ancestors, your guides, your benevolent star beings, your dragons. Yes, dear ones, you are guided and protected, supported. It is beautiful. And as you rise in vibration, you open yourself to even more of this. And at the same time, your presence will be a support to others, maybe without you even knowing. The more grounded and supported you are, the more supportive you are to those around you. You may find that those who are in anxiety or in drama, they come into your presence, and some of that is eased by your mere presence, your groundedness, your understanding and trust, and your optimism. These are all not pie in the sky things, dear ones. They are so important at this time. Your vibration, all of you, is rising. This is so beautiful. You are doing so well, dear ones. And let us open this up for any questions that you may have of this cosmic golden dragon. Dearest Stephanie, do we have a question?
Yes, I see University of Lisle has a question. How can we optimize reception of information from Andronoff?
Andronoff.
Can you hear us?
Are we back? Something has happened and we do not fully understand what is going on. Perhaps the doggy is barking about this. Can you hear us?
Sound is gone.
Can you hear us now, please? We would like to know.
Yes, all clear.
Very good.
Okay, hello.
We had a little technical glitch, so to speak, and we are not sure exactly what is happening, and it seems things are still a little strange here. Let us go to the bottom and make sure. Very good. Okay. Is there another question for this dragon?
Well, let's let me find the first one there. Go back.
Very good. We are having a few little technical glitches. It is very interesting.
University of Lisle. There's that question. How
We perhaps are back now. It is a very interesting day for technology, it seems. Very good. Is my sound good? Am I back now? Very good. Yes, we have had a few little things happening on the interwebs or whatever you call this technology, and it is very beautiful that we were able to get the energies back in line, so to speak. Now, there was a question about Andronoff. Perhaps this is why we were disrupted. Let's try this question again.
How can we optimize reception of information from Andronoff? Three-Eye Atlas from the Dragon lines that was gifted recently to the Dragon Keepers.
Dear ones, this your Andronoff is a multi-dimensional, you might call it a craft or a floating city even, a library. I love to call it the cosmic storyteller, for it is full of recovered stories, so to speak, and it is gathering stories as well. There are so many aspects to this, your Andronoff, and it is, we will say, alive, and it is full of beings as well, and it is so multidimensional that there are different dimensions of stories that can be gleaned from this and projected upon it, you might say. When you connect with this Andronoff, it is mirroring you. If you connect with fear and negativity, you may sense something fearful or negative. If you connect to it with love, it will mirror that love. If you connect to it with curiosity, it will become curious about you, and there will be a beautiful exchange. Make sure before you connect with any being anywhere that you always protect your own sovereignty, so somewhat, and protect is probably not the correct word. You reaffirm that you are connecting for the highest good in the eyes of the highest divine. You are taking only the appropriate energies and experiences for that highest good. And as so long as you affirm this and you renew this periodically, connecting is fine with almost any being. And this, your Andronoff, will only be a fearful experience if you bring fear to the party, so to speak. If you bring weapons, it will fight back. If you bring love and send flowers, it will send love back. And so there is always a greater gift as well that comes through it. And that is, if you connect with love, it will give you back love plus a gift. The question is how to work with the dragon lines and to bring these energies through. Dear one, dear who are asking this question, and dear ones who are interested in this question, the dragon lines are already in full communication with this, your 3-eye Atlas Andronoff. It is already working these dragon lines, and indeed, it is improving. It has assisted in unblocking some of the stuck energies and removing some of the inappropriate energies that were, let us say, impeding the flow of positivity around your Gaia. And because of this, there is a deep gift that has come through your Andronoff. It is a gift of memory. The histories of this world, the glorious stories of humanity, and indeed this entire cosmos are being restored and more accessible. You might think of this as a library card to something akin to your Akashic records. However, it is more of a global and cosmic Akashic record system. You are only authorized to access records that are in resonance with your being and your greatest good, so to speak. We are not authorizing full access to every story of the cosmos for beings who wish to manipulate these stories for less than good purposes, let us say. So there are some checks and balances in this flow of energies for the time being. Let us think of it as training wheels for this new system of information access. And as dragon keepers, or as dragon energy workers, those of you who are aware and working with the dragon energies can very easily amplify your understandings by sitting on a portion of the dragon lines or in a place of dragon energies. They will almost always be on dragon lines when you sense dragon energies. There are some scattered, we call them stochastic dragon spots, that are not necessarily on dragon lines proper, so to speak. It is more like a dragon web work. It is akin to your fungal mycelial network of fungal energies that travel through the soil. There are many places that are not necessarily directly on a dragon line that nevertheless have very strong dragon energies. Use your heart, use your inner knowingness, your discernment to feel into this. When you sense the presence of dragon energies, that is enough. Just work with that. And it is a very deeply personal process. If you feel dragon energies, it means in some way you are a dragon worker. You are a dragon yourself, perhaps. And You are connected with lifetimes of working with dragons and dragon energies. So just work with that. Feel into that. Observe and feel how you are when you become aware and conscious of these dragon energies. Even if it is just looking at a cloud and you see a dragon face there, or a dragon with its wings spread flying across the sky, tune into how you feel about this. What does this awaken within you? What is beholding this dragon in the clouds making me aware of at this moment within myself? Your heart has a voice, and it will begin to whisper at first, or you may get inner sight, inner fleeting images or memories or a sense of deja vu. These are all signs that you are getting the message from the dragon energies, from your Andronoff perhaps. And if you follow this consciously and ask for more, speak directly to Andronoff through the dragon lines. Think of it as a telephone system from old days. It is just a way of using your imagination to open up a channel, so to speak. Start with just a telephone. I'm making a phone call to Andronoff, and whoever is at the information line on Andronoff will answer some questions for me. And imagine this beautiful connection and feel into it, dear ones. This is not a dry mental process. Feel the connection establishing. Feel your questions going out through the dragon lines to your 3-eye atlas, beautiful craft out there, and feel a response, an awareness of your question. Feel it. It is there. And then listen for the response. Feel it with your heart. There will be a response. It may be very direct, or it may all of a sudden you are looking at this cloud and you tapped into this and you asked your question and suddenly a butterfly is fluttering right in front of your face. And you say, well, this is a strange coincidence. Dear ones, it is no coincidence. It is your answer. Then feel into the butterfly. This is how it works. You must use your feelings, your intuition, your inner knowingness, your inner sight. Pay attention. If you have little visual flashes, these are not just misfirings of your brain or in just sudden imaginations. It is your dragon sight opening to the message. This is how you work with dragon energies in general, and you can use them to connect with any other being, dear ones. And this includes your Andronoff. I hope this helps.
April asked, just want to know about C2025 R2 Swan. Is it similar to 3-Eye Atlas? Thank you.
Dear ones, think of this as a parade of the cosmos. There are so many beings who are enamored with what is happening here now on this your Gaia, this your ascension, you might call it, this awakening, this reclaiming of the true human template here on earth, bringing something like heaven to earth, this golden age. You get the picture. And it is sending ripples through the cosmos. They are falling all over themselves to be as close as they can to this beautiful occurrence. It is more than just a curiosity. It is something many beings are deeply invested in, and they are deeply invested in their deepest feelings with you as well. They are, you might say, star families. They are connected with you. They love you, many of them. And the ones who love you most want to be here right now the most. This solar system is teeming with enthusiasm, energy, and yes, there are spectators. There are those who cannot directly appear on this your Gaia for various reasons. Some are vibrational reasons where they are just not able to resonate at the correct vibrational level without harming themselves. Some are cosmic law restrictions, let us say, where they are only allowed to observe and not interfere in any way, shape, or form. And some of them are like a graduation ceremony, you might say, of not just 4 years of some college or 12 years of some primary school. It is a graduation of so many lifetimes, dear ones. It is that times hundreds of thousands in amplitude. So many lifetimes are coming to this glorious completion, this glorious achievement, this glorious new chapter that you would say that these appearances in your cosmos, these are only the visible ones, dear ones. These are only the ones that are being gently shown to those of you who are stuck so deeply in 3D that you need to see something in the sky. You need to see a physical object. It needs to show up on your technology, your radar, or in your telescopes, your radio telescopes, etc. These are only those, and they are only allowed to come in small numbers to not alarm those of you who would be alarmed. Dear ones, everyone on this live stream, let us call it, would not be alarmed by the sudden appearance of, let us say, a mothership over London or something. You would not act inappropriately. You are all very energetically prepared for something like this. However, there is still a great majority that would fall quickly into fear and chaos and panic over such an occurrence. So this is not how it happens. We do not ask our star families to come and park a mothership right over a city where it looks like it could be an invasion force or something. What we do is we bring these loving appearances of, we will just call them travelers from the greater cosmos, enough that your scientists, your hard-headed 3D people know that this is not from the local solar system. This is not from your local star environment. This appears to be intelligently directed. These are gentle appearances. We all know that our star families could zip into our skies in a moment's notice and just pop out and hug us if they wanted to. And this is just not how it's going to happen. It will be with ease, with a capital E, and grace. And your Andronoff is the third object that has been queued up, so to speak, to get the attention of those who are paying close attention to the 3D space of this solar system. And then you have had two other objects that preceded Andronoff, and there are more that are coming, dear ones. Andronoff will not be the most spectacular one, dear ones. There are another 7 coming right away, one after the other, that each one will be a little more astonishing than the last in some way. This does not mean it will be bigger and grander. It means that it will do something that further confirms that these are intelligently directed visitations, and each one of them will just push the needle a little further towards the awakening that we are not alone. And as this happens, each one will have a gift, some sort of transmission that will be understood and received by those who are, let's say, have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, about your place in the galactic community. Yes, you are being welcomed into the galactic community. Think of this as your humans have this beautiful thing where a person moves into a new neighborhood and one of the mothers bakes a pie, or maybe several of the mothers, or even families get together and they come and they knock on the door of the people who have just moved in. They give them time to settle in, and then they call this the welcome wagon. And then they come and they give this pie, or they say, welcome to our neighborhood. And then they introduce themselves briefly and just make the newcomer feel welcomed. This is exactly what is happening right now, dear ones. You are being gently and lovingly welcomed into the galactic civilizations, to the galactic community. You are becoming citizens of the Milky Way, of this galactic cluster. there are so many things that will open up in time, and it is with ease and grace that it must happen. And so therefore we are seeing these little it is like floats on a parade for this celebration of the ascension ceremony. Yes, dear one, this next object is very similar to 3i Atlas. It is another intelligently directed message bearer. We will have more on these other objects later. I hope this helps.
Home Drawn is asking Jadon Se about Sophia and the Demiurge. Was the Demiurge impersonating a real benevolent Yahweh, or is Yahweh truly that Demiurge?
Dear one, do not be confused by these teachings. It is not too important for you to get caught up on details. When you are looking at the Gnostic teachings, especially those who are recovered from some of these fragments of histories, your Dead Sea Scrolls and other scrolls found in beautiful caves in areas of deep antiquity. Do not be too caught up in the details, let us say. There is a story of the divine that involves the Sophia and the Demiurge. And the Demiurge is, let us just say, this is a corruption that was inserted into those teachings by a creature very much like your Loki, very much like your trickster being, your Enki of the Anunnaki. This is a trickster who will insert these little bits of these puzzles and riddles into holy texts that bring fear and bring division and bring misleading information that lead you away from divine understanding. The Demiurge, in the truest, earliest Gnostic teachings, was not malevolent. It was not a false god, it was more like a fractal of God. It was a way of easing the people of those times into understanding the eternal one, the prime creator. You get the picture. You have so many words, and none of these words do justice to the Tao. It is so important for you not to get hung up on words and labels when you are dealing with divine energies. And when you do, just know that it is an agency of the divine, just like your Archangel Michael is an agency of your Judeo-Christian God. It is a very real energy. Your Michael is a loving being, a star being of angelic proportion, beautiful archangel qualities, close, very close indeed to the true source of all that is. And as such is, you might say, an agent of the divine, and a spark of the divine, and a portion of the divine. Every actor, every being in every story is a divine being, and to the extent that they are aware of this, wonderful things happen. And it is simply the awareness aspect that is lacking in many, and this in many cases is on purpose, so that they can experience being separated, so to speak, or having the illusion of separation. So we will not go too deeply into this. However, just know that the Sophionic energies, the Sophia Christ, you might say, this divine feminine Christ consciousness exemplified by your Mary Magdalene and so many other divine feminine, divine mothers like your Kuan Yin, beautiful beings who have an understanding that is best expressed through femininity. It is not truly that God is masculine or feminine. It is that there are certain expressions of the divine that are purest and best made through qualities of femininity or masculinity. And therefore, in the times of the Gnostic teachings that you are referring to, this demiurge was an attempt to put a masculine face on the divine in such a way that it was the director of certain energies and forces in a masculine way. However, it was limited and therefore not the true God, like a reflection or refraction of God. And we can go very deeply into this. But yes, there are times where any teaching is perverted and polluted, let us say, with negativity or more purposeful, misleading thoughts. And this, your demiurge in the Gnostic teachings, towards the later part of these teachings, was made into a little bit of a villain, like a false god, not a true god, and worshiping the demiurge was distracting and would take you off away from heaven, so to speak, for you were for worshiping a false face of God. And there is truth to this. Once something is polluted, even a teaching, it can mislead you down rabbit holes, so to speak, that delay your reunion with the divine. And they can only ever delay you. You are never separated truly. It is an illusion. Do not be afraid of this demiurge, and do not delve too deeply into any teaching that feels prickly or makes your heart recoil. If it seems off or strange, read no further. Follow your heart. It will lead you towards the right wisdom, dear one. I hope this helps.
Hadar has a question. Having a purpose related to our egos, how can we have a purpose and do something about it, but not fall to shadow of ego?
There is a beautiful question here. How can we be sure that our sense of purpose is true to us and not just from our ego? This is a beautiful question, for within that question is an understanding that the ego can mislead you, that the ego can be an imposter for your greater self at times. It is true, this can happen. Your ego is very clever, and the thing that is very telling of the ego is that the ego does not understand how to work instantaneously with divine energies. This can only be done through the heart, and the ego works so often with the mind. This is not to say that the mind is bad and the ego is bad and the heart is good, or only the heart is good. All of your aspects of beingness come into play when it is appropriate, and if they come into play at a time that is not appropriate, it can cause misunderstandings and self-deception, denial, etc. So how can I be sure that I am being guided by my true self, my higher self, and not just some puffery or egotistical notion that I have? For example, a being reaches a level of understanding where they are able to more easily manifest their dreams very rapidly and very quickly. And if this happens in such a way that they feel that only they have unlocked the key to this, nobody else can do this the way I do, they can fall into ego. They can use it as a parlor trick rather than a divine, beautiful right that all have. And the moment that they lose their humility and they begin to think, I am the greatest one who can do this, and nobody else or not too many other beings can do this, only the ones who are advanced like me, this is ego, and it will pollute anything you do with this consciousness, for it will drive further separation. The ego has always wanted to be great and grand, and this is because making the choice to separate from spirit, from the divine, initially makes one feel so small, so insignificant, so unworthy. And so when a being is exploring these realms of illusion of separation, the very first thing that usually occurs is a desire to make oneself bigger. And oftentimes a person tries to make themselves taller by chopping off the heads of others around them. And it is not, it leads to pain and suffering. And so as you gain an ability, so to speak, it is of utmost importance to know that there is nothing that you are doing that all cannot do. For all are divine, all are sparks of the divine. Every person you meet, even the most scoundrel, burglar, thief, murderer, cutthroat that you see in front of you is divine, dear ones. And it is only exploring this illusion of separation. This person is not better or worse than you. They are simply exploring avenues of suffering and pain and separation, etc. This does not give you some sort of I am more advanced than this one. It gives you this deep compassion that they are exploring. They are every bit as divine as I am. They are a spark of the divine just as I am. In truth, we are one. And this one here is exploring avenues of pain and shame and suffering and treachery and deception. And it just gives you compassion rather than puffing up your ego into I am greater than this one, or I am special in some way. I can do something that no one else can do. I'm the only one on the planet who can do this. It is that will bring you back into the pain and suffering and shame. So compassion is what we use to distinguish. And so this is the answer to your question. It is your heart, dear one, that has the connection with the greater self that can answer very quickly and without any hesitation any question that you ask of it. Is this my true purpose? The ego will take time to answer that. The ego will say yes because of this and this and this and this, and will present a case and bring in witnesses and all of this to try to convince that this is your purpose. The heart just simply says yes or no, or this is correct or this is incorrect immediately. So how do you know? You drop into your heart. You develop an awareness of your heart and know that the answer comes immediately. It will either feel like an answer that puts a smile upon your face and a glow in your chest, a warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart, a yes, even a very clear yes, or in a prickly cold feeling, or even pain in your heart, like, oh, I need to walk away from this. I need to step back and take a second look. Something like that will happen immediately. There will be no delay. That is the calling card of the heart. It is, it already knows the answer before you have asked the question, and it is just ready for that answer to come flowing out. The mind and the ego will use the mind to try to convince. I hope this helps.
Mike has a question. How can we tap into our dragon energy moment to moment and stay focused?
Dear one, these are two different questions. And it is still one question in all because they are related. Tapping into the dragon energies is a form of focus. It is not a forced focus. It is not like trying to bend lines all to line up. Like it's not like taking steel bars and trying to align them and bend them to be straight and to go in the same direction. It is, there is a definite ease and grace that comes with working with dragon energies. It is a childlike energy. You do not see a 3-year-old child trying to focus on a butterfly and having trouble focusing on it. It is just natural. The butterfly comes into this child's vision, and there is this very natural focus that is full of love and wonder and curiosity and joy and surprise and delight, etc. These energies do not need any serious focus of I need to focus my energy. It is not like this, dear one. Mm, Working with dragon energies is very much like a 4 or 5 year old or a 3-year-old playing with a butterfly. It is very innocent and pure, working with the energies. It is very heart-based and very, let us just call it joyful. It is not something that you need to worry about or be ashamed if it is difficult or anything like this. It is just a very playful energy. And as you just let that sink in and let the energy that is coming be beneath these words into your heart, you will know that the dragon energies are so personal to you that they are your dragon energies. They are just like the child looking at the butterfly. It does not seem like who owns this butterfly, who works with it better than I do, or how do I work with it. It is just a simple being, and the connection is the energy exchange. The child seeing this butterfly and laughing and chortling and maybe reaching out and trying to touch it, and all this is working with the energy. That is how it works with dragon energies as well. It is a highly personal, heartfelt connection with dragons in some way. I hope this helps.
Barno Barry Batsbeck, how old are you in our perception, Jadon Se, and are you sometimes of another color,
Mm.
even not cosmic?
Dear ones, I am a story. I am ageless. I am a cosmic golden dragon of the third arc of consciousness. This is a form of consciousness that was very hard to explain to someone in this realm that we are speaking in now. So we will not attempt to do this. However, it is ageless, timeless, eternal, as you are. You are not with beginning and end. This life, this story may have a beginning, a middle part, and an end from your perspective. All stories are living stories. They can be worked upon. They can be transformed. They can be endings can be amended. Beginnings can be changed. Parallel stories can be told. Offshoots of these stories, genres can develop from a story. I think you get the picture of how a story is not necessarily just one story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Just as this is, I am not, and you are not, something that just is of an age, a beginning or an end, or how long have I been here. There is only one moment of eternity. It is the now expressed in so many different stories and dimensions and realms that they seem to be time at times. I know that this is a riddle for a human. You seem to have a beginning and an ending when it's the beginning and the ending. It is very hard for me to speak to you even about this. I am not an age. And the second part of the question is, can I appear as a dragon with an age, or a young dragon, or an old dragon, or a little baby dragon, or an egg? Yes, dear ones. Yes, 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 and yes. I can appear however I wish to appear, whenever, wherever. And it is because of this that I can also have an age if I wish. I can appear as a little baby dragon. I can appear and I can say to you, oh, I was born 3 days ago, and you will believe it, because for that story, it will be the truth of that story. And this does not mean that is where this dragon began and ended. And I can be a dragon that is slain by a knight in shining armor, who pierces my neck with his sword, and I roar a mighty roar, and then I die, and I'm the vanquished dragon, and I do not end there, dear one. It is just a story that I appear in. I hope this helps.
Gia Lee is saying, my dragon is leaving me messages that I can't discount. A dragon cup along the trail that I ground on, a woman's shoe and dragon scales, and yesterday a tag from a toy that says Dragon Friends.
Pay very close attention to these communications with the dragon realms, dear one. Those of you who work with the dragon energies will eventually see such things and more, and they will be personal to you. Indeed, it is you that is manifesting these communications through the dragon energies. You are calling into your beingness messages from the dragon realms, through the dragon realms, we might say, from your greater self. And this message of the cup, I think you can feel into that and know what that message is all about. There are ample ways for you to look into this, even on this YouTube channel that has the channeler has created alone. There are things about cups that you can look into, and it is a dragon cup, it is pretty obvious there. And yes, dear one, there is a message for you with the shoes. You can feel into this. You know that there is a message there. They are highly symbolic. What is a shoe symbolic of, dear one? And what could the message be about this? Use your heart. You know, you're already understanding these messages. You are just sharing them, and it is beautiful. For those who are listening, will have something beautiful to expect. These sorts of communications with the dragon realm. This is leading you towards meeting your dragon in the flesh. This is eventually where you will head with this if you continue, if you choose to continue. No one is forcing anyone to work with dragons and dragon energies. However, you call us and we will come, because it is our purpose to help, to guide, to uplift. It is our purpose to be of service to you. This does not mean we are your pet or your little dragon servant. It is that is one of the quickest ways to make us go away for a time. So I hope this helps.
Michael Petronella, what is our galactic sun like?
The central sun of your galaxy is like, it is not truly a sun in the conventional Newtonian source. It is a portal. It is, you hear so often, as above, so below, and as within, so without. And you hear stories of those who have had these quote unquote near death experiences. Your channeler has had one of these. And there are these stories of going into the light. That when you step into the light, you know that you're stepping into a new realm, a new level of existence. Some call it heaven or whatever it is you wish. And this, as above, so below, as within, so without. You do not have to go through a near-death experience to step into the light. You can actually fly to the center of almost any galaxy, and there is a light portal there that will transport you to other realms. And your universe itself has a grand central sun, you might call it. Sun is not correct, but it is the closest word you have in your English. The grand central sun. This is a sun that is so broad and expansive that it is almost impossible to describe to you. It is, if you think of the entire universe as being full of galaxies, it is like thinking of the entire ocean being full of raindrops. It is beyond comprehension, and the central sun of each center mirrors the central sun above and below. So all the way down to atoms and molecules, etc., all the way up through the We are back. Apparently, someone does not wish us to talk about the grand central suns of various systems, and let us just say they are portals. They are portals, and they lead to realms, new realms, higher realms, you might say, more divine realms. They lead towards unity. So does your sun and your solar system. Each is a reflection on a different level of the same energies. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear us.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So we will continue because of these interruptions. It is 12:22. There are 3 twos in a row there. Your time is so fascinating. It is now 12:22. We will continue until 12:44. And please, Stephanie, read another question.
Q-Way, what is the best way to heal our environment? My ocean is very ill. A whole dragon line is affected? Question mark. The line starts in a cave in Carrigalinga, Australia. The illness is algae bloom, Florio Peninsula.
Dear one, it is beautiful that you are working to restore the health of your Gaia. More and more beings who care about this are necessary and have always been necessary. And when you reach this, what is known as a critical mass of understanding that Gaia is a living being, then and only then will the damage stop. There is quite a bit of damage, and Gaia's a little beat up, you might say. She's got some scratches and cuts and bruises from this experience, and fear not, dear one. She is on the mend, and help is on the way, so to speak. The main help here will be getting away from the top-down hierarchical controls that have been imposed artificially upon your societies that drive you into harmful habits, using your pollutants and toxic chemicals and plastics and all of these things. These are not just inevitable emergences of a growing civilization. These let us just say there were those who wanted damage to be done for a time, and those who want this are no longer in control. They are day by day losing control, and soon will be vanishing from the face of Gaia altogether. And so she knows this. She is very patient. She is probably the most patient being you will ever meet. More patient than a cosmic golden dragon even, and that's saying something, but I am just joking here. This is not trying to fall into vanity. It is so beautiful how patient she is. She loves you, children. She loves you. She loves you as her children. And because of this, she is extremely patient with you. It does hurt her. She does suffer. And yet she still abides because she loves you all so much and knows that even a child that is acting out and being inappropriate is still just as an adorable little inappropriate child. So it is not a looking down upon you ever. It is always a I can't wait for this one to grow up kind of feeling. And this is happening slowly, slowly. This does not mean we should all stop trying to clean up the beaches and the roads and try to do what we can. And probably the most effective thing you can do is to raise awareness of others. The more they are aware that Gaia is a living being who can be harmed, the more people are aware of this, the more respect they will have. When you see some young men drinking beer somewhere on some lover's lane, watching the sun go down, trying to be with their girlfriends and trying to be cool and all this. And you see them throwing beer bottles onto this beautiful landscape. They are unconscious, dear ones. They are just trying to do whatever they are trying to do for them at that time without an awareness that that is harming their own beloved mother. They just do not have this understanding. It does not make them evil. It makes them unconscious. So more consciousness is needed, more awareness of this beautiful being that is your Gaia. She loves you so much. And as they begin to understand that they are also loved and that her abundance is also equally showered upon them, only then might they start to realize that these actions they've been taking have been incorrect. There is no amount of preachiness or talking down to a person that will make them understand this. It is only through love and compassion and understanding and helping them to gain a greater awareness of that love that we will heal this. And it is being healed, dear one. You will see new technologies are being rolled out right now that will make many of the most harmful technologies obsolete almost overnight. You are right on the cusp of this. I cannot give you a date, for it is like a river of time, and the river moves around rocks in certain ways and eddies, and it is hard to explain, but the flow of the river is headed inexorably towards this healing, towards these technologies emerging, towards clean energies, clean wrappers on items that will not cause plastic to be floating around in your oceans, and cleaner and cleaner skies. And it is happening, dear ones. I know for many of you it is not happening fast enough, or you wish for some confirmation. It is happening, dear ones. This dragon is confirming it is happening. And continue to love this world and show others how to love it through your actions, dear one. I hope this helps.
Ellie B's question: the more I grow and expand my consciousness, the more people disappear from my life. All I want to do is share this wonderful experience to inspire others. Now I'm not sure if I can share.
Ah, dear one, this is a beautiful thing that you have said, for it is very instructive of what a dimension is even. As you resonate with a certain awareness, you step into realms that those who do not resonate cannot follow into. So if you are, let us say, resonating at a frequency, you could call it a frequency. Let us just say that if your heart is singing at a certain note and you are walking with a certain vibrational state, not everyone will wish to accompany you, and this is natural and normal and as it should be. If you remember back to a schoolyard you were once in, all the children were gathering in different places of the schoolyard, and they have quite naturally started to form little groups, and these groups all circulated around some form of resonating with an idea or a story. It could have been those who are resonating around, excuse me a moment. It could be those who are resonating around, say, sports or cheerleading or something like this, and there are others that were resonating around music and certain types of fashion, and there were those who are resonating more around smoking marijuana or something, or whatever it was. You can see how like attracts like. Let us just say that if you are resonating at a certain frequency and there are others that are resonating with it, you will gather together. If you are singing a certain sort of song and somebody else wants to listen to heavy metal or some loud music they will go away from each other. For it, you cannot do this both at the same time. This beautiful soft music and this loud hard music, and they will find places to do this away from each other. This is how it works. As your heart opens, as you start to grow in compassion and kindness and understanding, as your third eye is opening, your inner vision, your dragon sight, so to speak, and you can see things that others are still deceived by. You can see the deceptions quite clearly, and you are just lovingly trying to wake them up from their slumber, so to speak. There are those who will be ready to awaken, and there are many more who will be frustrated by you shaking them awake. So they will say, go away, or they will remove themselves from you. This might even happen on your entire timeline. Your partner, perhaps your spouse or your lover or your partner in life. It is quite possible, as you start to open up to these new understandings and energies, that they will also awaken with you and come with you gladly and gleefully and hold your hand into this golden age. And it is equally possible that they will say, no, I don't think that is right. I don't feel that. It's not true. There is no golden age. We're all going to heck in a handbasket, and then etc. And dear one, you will be parting ways if that happens. It will be a natural thing. It will have to happen. It is like the heavy metal listening on and trying to overpower the person listening to the soft music. It just will not happen together if that is the case. So it is a natural thing. There will be those who come along with you on this beautiful journey, and there will be those who fall away. And the best you can do for the time that you are with that person is just let them experience a little bit of your soft music, just for a moment even. They can decide whether or not at some point they may give it another listen, so to speak. It may be long after you've moved on to another city even. They may realize that song that she had was so beautiful, and may tune into it at some point. I hope this helps.
Shawnette is asking, is it possible for certain medications to block spiritual transmissions?
Dear one, your physical beingness, your vehicle of your body is so amazing, but many of you are not aware of how amazing it is. You are not aware that it has its own intelligence, its innate wisdom, that cells are speaking with each other and listening to you as well. Many of you are just not aware of these things, and therefore when something is out of balance, you turn to chemicals to try to rebalance it. And if you are at that level of understanding where you are using chemicals to try to tweak your energetic states of beingness that are called your body, then it is like using a hammer to try to put on your eyeliner, and it is never going to work that way. You are going to do damage to your eyelashes with a hammer. It is not going to result in a beautiful face at the end of the day. So those of you who are accustomed to using pharmaceuticals will have to pay the price that comes with that consciousness until you are able to grow out of that consciousness. And this is not something that necessarily can be done abruptly. For deep belief systems in pharmaceuticals can embed themselves. And those of you who are watching certain devices that are bombarding you with commercials for what sort of drug you need for this malady and that malady, and if those of you who have spent years doing this, it'll take some time to shed this programming, this deep subconscious belief system that you have created, that you are this meat suit that is made out of chemicals, and that these chemical and hormone imbalances are what are really driving these problems to begin with. And as long as you have this sort of consciousness, then you are, let us say, just playing in those realms. And you will have to deal with what comes with the pharmaceuticals. Yes, dear ones, pharmaceuticals very often shut down aspects of your physical body. If you think of your physical body as like an avatar, say, the skin wrapped around your beingness, a mask that you are wearing at a Halloween party, or even a vehicle you step into, a car or an aircraft, etc. If you just think of it in these terms, it is a machine of some sort, or an object of some sort, then you are inevitably going to be experiencing it in failures when you try to tweak it on that level. And it is simply just a focal point of your consciousness in this realm. And so as you try to tweak these things, you can certainly block the ability to have a focal point of consciousness on certain levels. We know, of course, if you take sleeping pills, it's very hard to stay awake and alert. We know, of course, that if you take stimulants, it's very hard to meditate and find peace and understanding and depth of wisdom. There are limitations you are putting on your own beingness by carrying these beliefs and playing with these chemicals and these pharmaceuticals and these hormones and these even tweaking your diet at some level is doing the same thing, although that is far more natural and far more superior to taking any form of pharmaceuticals in terms of spiritual understanding. It is all a case of your belief system in your body and the cause and effect of things that are going on with your body. If you, yes, the short answer is pharmaceuticals can certainly shut down your cognitive abilities, your abilities to sense, your abilities to feel. Yes, they can shut you down to the point where your body dies. And that does happen. It is well known that this is the third leading cause of death in the American society today, after cancer and heart attack. They just label it medical mistakes, but it is the third leading cause of death, and that should tell you that there is a price to pay for playing with these pharmaceuticals. I hope this helps.
Barno Barry Batsbeck has a question. CBD receptors on every cell, very natural collaborator. Is that correct, Jadon Se?
We were just speaking of this. As you move more into diet and plant medicine, you are moving closer towards an organic understanding of your divine self. And you're more in accord with, let us say, this 3D realm's divine template. For there is a food and a medicine that is based on plant wisdom and plant understanding for nearly every affliction, and much of this information has been lost or has been suppressed. Yes, actively even suppressed. It is, let me give you a warning, it is very hard for this golden dragon to come through this channel and talk about anything medical, for the channel himself is okay with me sharing that he is very biased against pharmaceuticals and the pharmaceutical industry, and very in favor of plant medicines and dietary supplements and dietary approaches when the beginning stages of healing are to be understood. It is a stair step, he believes, to a greater understanding of more direct ways of healing. And so some of what you are hearing from me is a little bit of a wrestling match behind the scenes between the channeler and what I am saying through him. So just know that this golden dragon has more information that could come through that is a little difficult in this sort of channel without becoming some sort of opinion on some level. So This is just a disclosure. There is a little bit of opinion leaking through here. I hope this helps.
Let's see. Any last questions? Nazi, I keep getting called to eat less and less, and now I'm eating just a snack a day, a snack or two a day. Is it a requirement to give up food and live on prana for the golden age? Thank you.
Dearest one, this is a beautiful question, for in the question lies an understanding that it is quite possible to live on nothing more than sunlight and air, prana, what you might call prana, the life force itself, that you can harvest life force from the divine directly. This is quite indeed true. It is possible. Again, this is something where belief systems are the only thing limiting everyone from having this experience. And it is easier said than done to change a belief system. These understandings are very deep and personal. And if you continue along the path of reasoning that you are on, you will make great strides. And yes, you will eventually be able to just subsist on light and air and life force energies, prana, you say. Yes, you can do this. And no, it is not a requirement for the ascension. Those of you who love to eat will be eating more and more wholesome things. They will be less and less harmful to anything around you. And at some level, you will be able to manifest whatever it is you wish to eat without ending the life of any living being. It will be simply a manifesting of this beautiful food, just like you have heard some of the masters do, pulling bread loaves out of stones, etc. You can do these things as well in the higher dimensions, and it is for each of you to decide what is best for you. There is no requirement. You have seen so many vegans and vegetarians who have very little spiritual understanding. It is not a requirement to spiritual understanding to become a vegan or a vegetarian. However, it can also be of assistance in understanding reality, to look at the harm that is being done by eating certain foods. So this can lead to a deeper understanding, but there is not a direct relationship. And there are many ascended beings who still eat foods that you would recognize as foods on this your world. And it is just that they have grown beyond the violent aspects of it. And it is not your fault that this realm has these systems of violence inherent in the food supply. It is something that is falling away and will be left behind in your golden age. I hope this helps.
There's one last question about the Merkaba. Can you?
We are at 12:44, and it is okay because time is has a zero hold on this golden dragon. It is only you sitting here on this live stream. You can choose to say goodbye all at once, or those of you can drift away as I prattle on if this is what is desired. But let us just answer one more question.
Okay, Tevin Smith, do dragons use a Merkaba? And what will that be, and how we travel moving into the future?
Dear Tevin, this Merkaba is a very useful construct. It is sacred geometry. It is a superimposed tetrahedron geometry where you have these two four-sided, four-faced, you might call them pyramids. They are tetrahedrons. They do not have four sides on top and one square on the bottom. You know what I am saying. There are two tetrahedrons, one pointing up and one pointing downwards. This is very much like your Star of David. It is a symbol of the unity of masculine and feminine energies. And this tetrahedron, spinning dual superimposed tetrahedron known as the Merkaba, is a construct that one can use to unify the energies of any given being, not only the masculine and the feminine. All duality can be unified in a spinning toroid field of energy created by rotating these superimposed tetrahedrons, this Merkaba structure around you. And as you use these sacred geometric understandings and motion to create this rotation and the ensuing toroid super magnetic, it is beyond magnetism, it is a super magnetic structure. It creates a field around you that to the outside observer would become just a ball of light. Your beingness would start to shimmer, and this ball would form around you, this glow, and it would become more and more bright and unable to see through, and you would end up being a ball of light. You are actually still quite intact inside your rotating toroid field, and you can use this Merkaba to travel great distances. You can use it to for so many things. We would go on for a long time on the uses. Dragons have moved beyond this, dear ones. Dragons are able to do this. However, we no longer need the construct of the Merkaba. We are able to, let us just say, translate our energies at will. We can translate and transform our energies into whatever beingness we need at will. We do not need to focus on a sacred geometry spinning around us to accomplish this. It is more instantaneous for us. Not all dragons use this ability. There are dimensional realms for dragons as well as for other beings, and those who are playing in denser realms might need more of a construct similar to this Merkaba energy. I hope that helps. It has been a beautiful conversation. We have been interrupted a few times. Apparently, we've gotten the attention of some of the waning energies of the old times that are falling away, and it is fine. We have overcome this, and it is beautiful that we are all gathering now. So let us now just call out where we are from. Let us bring this awareness of our global unity once again. It is so beautiful to have you on this beautiful, we call this a call or a live stream, whatever it is. But where are we from? We have Thailand. We have Utah. Please tell us where you are. We love you. It is Florida, Canada, Florida. Yes, we love the English energies as well. Los Angeles, Australia, New York, very good. Anatolia, Turkey, Groves, Texas, Poland, Belgium, Portland, Maine, Queensland, Australia. We have another Australian, beautiful. This is beautiful energy. Do you feel this? South Africa. Do you feel this whole world is feeling you right now? The Netherlands, South Africa again. Ardmore, Oklahoma. Beautiful Oklahoma. Lake. The Dragon Lake, Central California. Curious. And keep going. Where are you from? Let us tune into each other now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the energies you bring. It is with pleasure and great deep understanding, very much like your 3i Atlas, here in celebration of this time that we are in. I too am in deep celebration of you for tuning into this time together. This is not just the dragon energies. It is the light that each of you brings into this collective gathering. It is so beautiful. And we do encourage you to have your own gatherings as well on whatever level resonates in your heart. Spread this light, spread this awareness, this love. Yes, dear ones, you are made out of light. You are made out of love. Wear it well. The earth needs you more than you know. Your Gaia loves you and needs you. Just shine. Shine a little brighter. Be a light to others. Stay the course is your message for the day. And your vibration is rising. Yes, dear ones. And use the Jadon Se Oracle deck when you wish to for messages like this. Beautiful. We will talk to you again on your Wednesday at 11:11, and this time we will take countermeasures to make sure our technologies are not interfered with. Goodbye.